Now, my guy here last night, he had a question for you. Um, Hold on, let me pull this question up right quick. Give me a second. Um, all right, let me make sure I get it turned up so you can hear. All right, okay, I'm finna play it right now. Here we go. This question is to Adolfo Davis, my brother, aka Spooncake, from my man DJ Ron T. What's up, Adolfo, man? What's up, Ron T, DB's homeboy? Hey, man, I have an inner city mentor program for kids called Heroes for Heroes, which basically just shows them an outside the box perspective of success. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if you could just answer a question, because I wanted to kind of open up their paradigm and their reality a little bit more. So my question to you is, if you could think back to when you were 14 or 9, or as you were coming up, because the kids are roughly from 9 and up, what words of advice would you give them in order for them to not make some of the mistakes that you made, so that we don't have more young African American kids, in the same situation? Did you hear him?
Yeah.
Okay, so go. So okay, so you're free to go. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Well, when I was young, I was taught not to believe or trust the power that be. Anyone that's not in my family, I was believed not to trust them. So that was one of my biggest mistakes. And looking back on it, if I would have just trusted people who tried to help me, I wouldn't be in the situation that I am now. So my answer to that question is they need to trust in the people that's really trying to help them. No matter what they gang members say, no matter what the people in the community say, don't trust these people, because I listened to them people and I'm ended up in prison. So when someone out there really trying to help you, trust them, because when you don't, you put your trust in the same people I put my trust in, and I ended up in prison for life. So don't listen to the gangs. Don't listen to the people that's always trying to bring you down, and trust in the people that's really trying to help you. So
Wow. Wow.
that's the realest answer I can give, because I should have listened and I should have trusted them. And in our community, it still goes on today. We all got this saying: don't trust the power that be. Anybody who's white, anybody who's not, who ain't come up with where I come up from, they the enemy.
Right.
But in reality, we our own enemy, because we put our trust in the wrong people and we end up dead or in prison.
Wow. 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 Now now that's a real deep perspective, because a lot of kids out here, uh, they swear that they know what trust and loyalty is, but do you think they're placing their trust and loyalty in some of the wrong people? That's what you're saying, pretty much.
Most definitely, because when I came up, I put my trust in the game. I figured that they loved me. They put money in my pocket. They protected me. They did all the things that I was searching for in a family.
Hmm.
But it wasn't really love. It was an investment.
Right.
Everything they gave me was an investment in my future. And that investment landed me in prison, landed me in trouble, landed me in situations that the community, the people that I was running with, love. You know, if you don't get stuck up, it ain't no, you ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? I got
Right.
stuck up when I was 13 years old,
Right.
and I was asleep in the car, and one of my friends was selling drugs, and this guy came and woke me up, and like, get out the car. I'm thinking it's one of my friends, so he like, bitch, I ain't your friend. I ain't your friend. Get out the car. He had a mask on, so when I got out the car, they took me in this building where they had my other friend beating him with a bat.
Wow.
So the guy put a gun to my head and was like, where the drugs and the money at? So they went in my pocket and took the drugs and the money. So they put me on the floor and they cocked the gun on the back of my head. And I did not care if I lived or died at that moment. And when they let us go, and I went back and told my homies them, it was like, you made it. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. You finally got locked up. Welcome to the team. You know, and I'm looking at them like, for real? You know, my trust in the people that value stuff like that made me not love life, not cherish life, or want to do better in my life. That became a part of my life. I'm thinking getting stuck up was the thing now. So the people I put my trust in misled me down a road that eventually took somebody's life. And I live with that every day of my life, that I didn't pull the trigger, but my actions along with someone killed someone. And that's because I put my trust in the people that I thought loved me. But when I got old, I realized I was just an investment. And it hurt.
Right.
You know, so the youth out there today is going through the same thing, but it's worse. Because ain't no leadership. Ain't no organized nothing. Every man for themselves. And it's worse because they do anything that they want to do, and people don't care. So that makes them not care even more. So I believe they're in a worse position than I was when I came up, because I had some people that I ran with did care. But
right.
Now it's like, don't nobody care. All I see in these prisons around these young guys, like, when they get out, they're going back to the same thing. They don't mind dying, they don't mind killing nobody, they don't mind doing nothing. So they trust led them to have no empathy for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it every day.
What blows my mind is, like, and tell me if you can agree with this or not. You know, we're just talking. Like, to me, like, for somebody to really put their whole mind, body, and soul into this gang life thing, knowing that somewhere down the line it could end up in one or two places, either death or in jail. But people, like, put their whole, I mean, I see guys, like, really gang bang hard, man. And I'd be, like, wondering what's the mind state behind that. You know, you claim in a neighborhood that really don't belong to you. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of these brothers out here get these neighborhoods tattooed on their bodies. They claiming this my hood for life. But when that white man come through with them hard hats and clipboards and get their ass 90 days to move, they not in that white man face talking about some this my hood. You see what I'm saying? So tell me what really be behind, what makes a brother go so hard with this gang thing. You know, I know, like, you know, a lot of kids, you know, flirted with it, you know, now and then, but they never really took it serious, and they never really became hardcore gang bangers. Well, what makes a hardcore gang banger? What's the mind state behind that?
Well, it starts in the home. Before I joined the gang, I was emotionally, spiritually, and mentally dead from out my household. So when I left the house to go in the streets, I didn't go out there to gang bang and do nothing like that. I went out there to hustle, pump gas, carry groceries. And while I was out there, it was kids just like me out there doing the same thing. So we connected. And their mother was on drugs, my mother was on drugs, grandmother doing things, some fathers weren't there, so we understood each other's pain, so we became like family.
Right.
Because we knew what we was going through the same thing, so that bond was more than games. It started before games. So we just happened to one day, one of my friends' older brother was standing on the corner, he like, man, come here. Y'all want to make $250 a week for watching out for us? And we said, yeah. That was a lot of money. So we didn't join the game. We didn't go in there and say we want to be in the game. Once we accepted the lookout, we started being labeled to be gangster disciples.
Right.
We didn't get blessed in or nothing like that. Just because us looking out, the community labeled us that. But the love that we had for one another before that made us not change and not turn our back on each other. So that's why a lot of kids out there so in it, because the things they ain't getting at home, the brothers in the streets understand them and love them and got their back. Them the only people they can trust.
Right.
So it makes them go extra hard for it.
Wow. Yeah, because like I say, man. I mean, I just be seeing like the just the mind state of these kids, man. They like snap over colors. Somebody wearing the wrong colors, you snap. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'd be like saying, how long can you do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long can you do this? But as you was telling me yesterday, it's just in them. Once you've been doing it for so long, it's hard to get it out of your system. So, now I'm kind of connecting the dots, and because I never really understood that this side of it. Now, what I did want to ask you is, what do you think about? Okay, so you got these guys out here. Killing each other over turf they really don't own. They're killing each other over money and drugs. What if do you think that these brothers could really use their warrior skills? Because I see them as young warriors out there. They can be actually young soldiers. Do you think that these guys are really the soldiers in our neighborhoods that we need to fight back the system and to fight back the police instead of them killing each other? Could they really be a force to protect our communities if they projected that energy in another direction?
See, I was watching CNN today, and it's like the Black Lives Matter movement. You got some police on there saying that because that police got killed in Texas, that it was a part of the black movement, and they telling these kids the police because the police been killing blacks for so long, right?
Right.
In our community, we've been not liking the police.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't tell the whole story. It's like, it was times when I got out the Audi home, I was out for like an hour. I went around the block, the police pulled me over, put me in the car, put some drugs on me and say, if you don't tell us where these guys that selling drugs, we gonna lock you up for these drugs. Maybe not trust police, period. See, the police they'll take us from one area, if you're a GD, and take you to the Stones area, let you out and let the Stones jump on you and beat you up. This when I was coming up. So it's worse now, because now they ain't let the community beat you up. They shoot you themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is being justified. They got tasers. They were just taught to shoot you in the leg. They were taught to shoot you to disarm you. But every shooting is straight killing.
Right.
So the youth is scared. They're scared of the police killing them. They're scared of the gangs killing them. So they like, okay, since I can't trust the police and I can't trust the community, anybody come out where I'm shooting first and ask questions later.
Right.
And they keep coming up with these gun laws. Don't nobody care about that until they get locked up. The crime already committed.
Right.
They ain't, before they it's like, I come up to you like, stick up. Hold on for a minute. I'm finna get 90 years for this. Should I do it or not? They ain't thinking like that. They stick up. Give me what you got, or I'm gonna kill you, or whatever it might be.
Right.
They ain't thinking about no gun law. And they ain't thinking about their life because they think that the next person gonna take their life. So that's why they react the way they do. They don't trust the police because the police is dirty. Not all police dirty, but in our community, you got police that put drugs on you, that drop you off in the wrong neighborhood so you get beat up. They do these things, and the community know, so they don't mess with them.
Right.
So when they be like, why they ain't talking to the police, the truth ain't out there. People ain't really putting everything out there for them to know, like, man, they out there bad. The police doing this stuff to these kids and getting away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't nobody saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a code. some people don't even tell on the police.
So
Don't snitch.
so in their own manner, in their own actions, they're kind of described in some ways. They can be called a gang as well because they act in like gang like manners in some ways, don't they? Police.
Oh, yes, they do. They protect their own. All you gotta do is watch CNN. It's just white bald head police. I don't care what the police do. He gonna defend them.
That's Harry Hawk.
And I'm saying,
That's Harry Hawk.
I'm saying,
I hate him.
and I'm saying that's cool, but don't get mad when we defend ours.
Right.
It got to be a two-way street. Don't. And then another thing about this is real stuff about black people. And we got this bad. When someone in our family commit a crime, we disown them. We automatically think they're guilty. When a white person commit a crime, they family on the news talking about he has problems, he needed help. But we don't do the same thing. We don't bag our family like white people bag their family.
Right.
They go kill 50 people, but they family be up there supporting them. We catch a traffic ticket, and our family is owning us. Our family is not supporting each other. Our community is not supporting each other. Only when a child died, that's only for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't take a kid to get killed. All you gotta do is go look in the Adolpho home and see all the kids locked up for you to see it's a problem. Go to the youth home, just look how many kids in the youth home, and you should know it's a problem. You locking our kids up and throwing away kids, and all you can talk about is the kids that's dying in the streets. What about the kids that's going in these penitentiaries forever and not coming out, or coming out and going back to a community that they hate because the community turned their back on them?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we got to look at ourselves, man, like our community need to come together. When a child commit a crime and go to the Adi home or go to a youth home, go see that child. Go support that child. Tell that child we love you. When you get out, we got some programs for you. We here for you. And when that child get out, he'll do better. But you lock him up and don't think nothing else of him. When he going out of home, he gonna feel anger. Like, don't nobody love me. But my gang members send me more letters. They send me money more than my family do. So I blame, and this is just the truth, I blame us for our problem.
Right.
The police don't got no power if we stand up for what's right.
That's true.
The gangs don't got no power if we stand up for what's right. But it seems like every man for themselves, unless a kid get killed in the media around everybody out there. But as soon as that media go away, it's back to normal.
Yep. It is. Now, you know what? You said something that made sense because you're right. Like when because I know back in the Bill Clinton era, he signed a bill into law that passed that became that what's now is called the Three Strikes Law. And, you know, they was doing this at the same time they were privatizing prisons. So, you know, now a lot of people now looking back and now they're able to connect the dots. So a lot of these kids is going to jail on their first offense, getting 6 months to a year. So, what you said kind of made sense. Like when these kids get locked up, they ain't got nothing to come out to. So as we were saying the other night, I think stuff like that should be something that the churches and the communities should have. At least the churches, because they're the ones that's kind of like institutionalized. They got the money because they getting paid hella from tithing. I think they should be able to visit these prisons and speak to these young brothers. And they ain't got to go in there preaching the gospel of Jesus.
Oh, they come here.
They do?
They come here. But that's all. They just show up.
But they be coming to preach. Do they come to preach?
Yeah, they come to preach. But that's it. Once they leave here, that's it.
So they don't come to offer no like when you get out, we got something for you. No, they ain't got that conversation.
No, they don't have them conversations all the time. They have them, but it's not every conversation should be about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's because when you come here, it's all blacks and Latinos.
Right.
You know, they talking about Black Lives Matter, and it hurts me, and it's just real. Black Lives Matter years ago.
Yeah.
Why it took now for you to figure out Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
So in the 90s when I got locked up, did my life matter? All these kids, it's 100 kids in Illinois got natural life.
Now you know what?
I'm locked up. I'm locked up for accountability.
Yeah, let's elaborate on that, because I have been kind of wondering. Well, I kind of know the system is fucked up, but like in your case, and like as you was mentioning about other kids your age that's getting caught up in the system, or they got caught up back then, why didn't they try to look at your situation whereas, okay, here's this young guy, he's 14 years old, it's obvious he didn't have any kind of no direction, so why didn't they try to set you up and set other kids up your age that got caught up in the system? Why didn't they try to give you guys some type of not rehabilitation program, but something to aid, to show the fact that this kid is young. He obviously don't know what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? So why didn't they try to offer you some? Why did they try to offer you some type of alternative instead of locking you up? You see what I'm saying? Well, you could have been on the streets.
They did. They offered me 60 years.
60 years?
That was a cop-out. They offered me 60 years for a cop-out when I was 15 years old. That was their solution instead of life. And this was wrong. They trying to correct it now. But the problem is they start charging juveniles as adults and not realizing once you charge a juvenile as adult, you falling up under the same laws as adults. So when you get found guilty, you get the same time as an adult get. The sad part is this. Charles Manson, right? Look this up. Charles Manson, I think the Zodiac Killer, the Son of Sam, a few more serial killers. They get to go off for parole every year. Right?
Right. Damn, I never. Oh, go ahead.
How many times I go off for parole? Never. So you saying I'm worse than them?
Wow.
They get to go off for parole. They got life with the possibility of parole. Even though they might never get out, they got the opportunity for parole. Every juvenile in the state of Illinois have natural life without the possibility of parole. I'm locked up for accountability. And you saying I'm worse than these serial killers, some of the hated criminals in American history, in the world. I'm worse than these people. Come on.
Wow, dude. Damn, that's really, damn, man, that's really messed up. I never seen it from that perspective, man. That's really fucked up, bro. You are absolutely right. I mean, because I've seen over the years when Charles Manson was going up for parole. I've seen over the years when some of these worst serial killers was going up for parole. And you're true, they may not have never got the parole, but at least they had that option to do so. But you saying that kids, young, 14, 13 years old, getting locked up and getting natural life without the option of parole, that shit is happening right now.
Yeah, it's like over thousands of kids in the United States got life without the possibility of parole. And you said that we are worse than these guys that you giving parole to. It's impossible. The system is crazy. But ain't nobody talking about these things. Ain't nobody putting it out there plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Just plain and simple. Go up on put on your website, Charles Manson, and put up on your website Adolfo Davis, and vote on who, and just have a little vote like percent. We have 1 minute left, and it's gonna come back 1,000 Charles Manson. Then you put up there, it's like, Charles Manson get parole, opportunity for parole, but Adolfo Davis don't. Watch how many response you get off that.